family.
Wow. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great day to be a Buff. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for the incredibly warm welcome that my family and I have already received from this amazing University of Colorado community. We are humbled, grateful, and truly honored to be here. There's so many people I want to acknowledge for this incredible opportunity, but first I want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to the University of New Mexico and especially President Garnet Stokes for the trust, support, and opportunity to lead alongside such an incredible group of coaches, staff, and student athletes. You know, they say certain people come into your life and change it forever, and President Stokes is one of those people for me. Her belief in me and her leadership had a profound impact on me and my family, and I will forever be grateful for the opportunity that she gave me. New Mexico will always hold a special place in our hearts, and I am confident that Lovo athletics will continue to flourish. Chancellor Swartz, thank you. Thank you for your kind words, and more importantly, for your leadership, your trust, and the opportunity to serve this great university. From our very first conversations, you're right, I almost missed a flight. That is true. Your clarity of vision and your alignment with President Solomon and the Board of Regents were absolutely unmistakable. And here's the thing, alignment matters. It matters, it's powerful, and it is one of the main reasons that I am standing here today. I am genuinely excited to work alongside you as we continue to elevate the University of Colorado. Thank you to President Solomon, as well as the Board of Regents and members of the Search Advisory Committee. I am deeply, deeply appreciative of the confidence you have placed in me, and I take very seriously the responsibility that comes with this role. Chancellor Swartz said it, but I'll say it again. I want to take a moment to acknowledge Rick George. Rick, you're a Triton in this industry, and what you've built here is strong and meaningful. This foundation is strong. It's one rooted in integrity, competitive excellence, and a deep care for this institution. You are respected nationally, and you are extremely highly valued here. And the impact of your leadership, no doubt, will be felt for years to come. I'm so grateful for your support during this transition, and I can't wait to roll up our sleeves and get to work together because I can't do it without you. So I appreciate you, Rick, seriously. And Nancy, great to see you. And to our coaches, staff, and student athletes that are here today, I see a lot of you over there. Just thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You are the heartbeat of this department. You are. And everything that we do must be in service of your success, your development, and your well-being. I am beyond excited to listen, to learn, and to build with you. I have been fortunate throughout my career to learn from some incredible mentors, working with people like Chris Delcani, Gene Smith, Jeremy Foley, and alongside some of the most successful coaches in college athletics shaped me by how they led, how they treated people, and how they built cultures of excellence. Those lessons guide me every single day. And now, to the most important people in my life. My wife, Jordan, is here with us today, along with our son, Liam, and our daughter, Layla. They are my everything. Jordan is my rock and the anchor of our family, and I'll tell you this, there is absolutely no way that I would be standing here today without you. Liam and Layla, you are our greatest joys. My parents, Fernando Sr., he's the better Fernando, by the way, and Patricia are also here. They taught me the values that guide me: humility, gratitude, work ethic, and faith. They believed in me long before anyone else did, and I am forever thankful. I love you all very, very much. So people often ask me, why did I choose a career in college athletics? Well, I always knew I wanted to be around sports. I just figured out early on that my own athletic career, if you even want to call it that, okay, be very clear, probably wasn't going to be the best path forward. So I found another way in. As a student at the University of Florida, I worked as a student equipment manager. during some of the most successful years in that football program's history, washing towels, folding jerseys, working long hours behind the scenes, and it was there that I truly fell in love with college athletics. I saw firsthand the transformative power that it has on young men and women, on families, and on entire communities. I knew then that this wasn't just a job. This was a calling, which brings me here to Colorado. This is the flagship institution of a great state. And with that distinction comes responsibility, a responsibility to lead, to inspire, and to serve the communities across this great state. Colorado athletics will reflect the ambitions, values, and pride of this university and of the people we represent. And at the center of everything that we do will always be our student athletes, supporting them academically, athletically, personally, and in preparing them for life beyond sport. This place is defined by a proud history and traditions that connect generations of Buffs. They create identity, pride, and a sense of belonging that is truly unique in college athletics. And that's why I can't wait to stand in Folsom Field and see Ralphie run for the first time. Coach Prime, I'm coming out right behind you, baby. We're going, okay? It's one of the great traditions in all of college sports, and it's just unbelievable. Can't wait to see it. So traditions, they matter here. They matter, okay? But so do expectations. And make no mistake about it, we are here to compete, and we are here to win across every single one of our programs. I am fiercely competitive in everything that I do, and our responsibility as administrators is clear: to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources and the environment necessary to compete for championships consistently and with integrity. At the same time, this moment in college athletics demands innovation in how we generate revenue, how we pursue competitive excellence, and how we adapt to change. Colorado athletics is uniquely positioned to lead in this space, and I am excited to take advantage of that opportunity. Here's what I know. When we are aligned in our vision, and we will be, when we are united in our purpose, there is truly no limit to what we can achieve together. I am honored to serve this university and this amazing athletic department, and I cannot wait to lock arms and get to work building the future of Colorado athletics. Let's have some fun and go Buffs.
Thank you both. Now we'll open things up to questions. Please raise your hand and we will get a microphone to you. And we would ask that you please introduce yourself, specify who you'd like to talk to, and then introduce yourself with your name and the outlet that you represent would be great. So please start.
Hi, Brady King, Denver 7. Congratulations, first off. How do you plan to prioritize NIL and use that to help your teams compete?
Yeah, thank you, Brady. Obviously, that's critically important in this world, and I will tell you this, I think we have an incredibly strong foundation. Again, kudos to Rick and the entire leadership here. I think first it starts with alignment and making sure that everyone understands how important that is to our success this day and age. And so, yeah, we're absolutely going to focus on that. I think that's the competitive edge that we need to look for nowadays in college athletics. We're always going to do things with integrity, and we're going to be innovative, and we're going to push the envelope because we know that that's what our coaches need, and we're going to provide them with all the resources that they need across the board to win championships. So it'll be a top priority for us.
Tyler, go ahead.
Hi, Fernando. Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. Good now. Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. You made a point to mention and thank all the people in New Mexico, particularly President Stokes. I'm just curious, what about this opportunity here at CU made you confident that you wanted to take the next step in your career?
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. To me, this is a destination job. This is an unbelievable, first and foremost, academic institution that has an iconic brand, one that's recognizable not just here in the United States but across the globe. And those opportunities don't come along very often. And when you talk about a couple of things, the leadership and the alignment of the leadership from the regents to the president all the way down to the chancellor, and then to be able to come in and follow just an incredible human being and a great leader and administrator and Rick George, this was just a perfect opportunity for me and for my family. And Colorado is a beautiful place. With beautiful people, and Boulder is unbelievable. It's breathtaking here, and this is a place that we're excited to be at, and can't wait to get to work and continue to build on the great foundation that Rick's already established here.
Go ahead, Rylan.
Rylan Scholes from Robb Report. You had a pretty eventful year at New Mexico, had to make 2 big hires. A lot happened during your time in Albuquerque. What were the most important lessons that you learned during your time at UNM that you're bringing here?
Yeah, you said it best. We had a lot that we had to do in a short amount of time. I think first and foremost, building trust and relationships early on and quickly is really important, and that's what I intend to do here as we get started, because it allows you to be decisive and be innovative and trust your gut. A lot of times we're faced with a lot of different things in this new age of college athletics, and you got to rely on the things that you learn and the relationships that you have with the people that are in your foxhole. And that's all of our coaches, our student athletes, and my staff. And obviously having Rick's guidance is going to be very important. But yeah, we had to make a lot of big decisions early on, and those were rooted in what we knew we needed for us to be successful. And so I intend to do the same thing here, diving in, getting to know people, and taking those same lessons that I learned at New Mexico and bringing them here and helping us advance forward.
Go ahead.
Hey, Fernando. Leo Rivera with Scopa Sports. You talked a lot about building relationships. How do you plan on working with the coaches and making sure that they are taken care of in all aspects that they need?
I think the most important thing that administrators can do early on is to listen. Our coaches are the CEOs of our program, and it's our job as administrators to help them win championships. I had a coach one time that told me players and coaches win games and administrators win championships, and that's what I believe. We're going to dive in with our coaches. We're going to lock arms with them, and they have tough jobs, but we got to provide them with every resource that they need, both on the field and off the field, to compete for championships. And so looking forward to diving in with our coaches. I know we have tremendous coaches here. Kudos to Rick and his staff for hiring, first and foremost, great people. They've been all been so wonderful to meet and have welcomed me so well. So can't wait to get to work with them.
Pat Graham.
Hey, Fernando, Pat Graham, Associated Press. Just real quick, was the first time you were hired, was that the first time you set foot in Boulder?
It was, yes, and it was breathtaking. When we were making the drive from the airport in Denver. There wasn't a lot of speaking. Well, I take that back. The kids are always talking about something in the car, right? But we were just in awe of the beauty of this place. And then when you get here and you meet the people and see what it's all about, it's just an unbelievable opportunity.
My question is, the Pit is one of the iconic places
Yeah.
in all of college sports. How do you improve the game day experience and maybe a Folsom Field? What did you learn from that experience that could help you with Folsom?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the great work that Rick and his team have already done to create an intimidating environment in our venues, and I'm excited to learn more. But I think it's about connection and listening to our fan base. I think one of the things we were able to do really well at New Mexico is to make sure that we listen to the needs and wants of our fans. It's become increasingly easier to stay at home and watch a game, particularly if you've got a game in the middle of the week or whatever else it might be, depending on the sport. But I think we need to listen, and we need to show our fans that we really care. And I know we've done that here already. And so always finding a way to elevate that and creating a really engaging in-game experience where we're not just having them sit on their hands, that they're part of the experience. Because one thing I do know is that a great home experience, regardless of whatever sport you're playing, has a tangible impact on winning and losing, and we're going to make sure that's a priority for us here.
Jack, go ahead.
Jack Carlo, Colorado Buffaloes on SI for Chancellor Schwartz. Just curious if there was a moment during the interview process where something kind of clicked in your head that Fernando was going to be your guy.
There were a series of moments. So I think every meeting we had scheduled went at least an hour and a half longer than we had planned. That's true. And I didn't know it until it was, all of a sudden he started looking nervous, and I looked at the watch, oh, he has a flight. So I think when you're meeting with people, and we had great candidates, when you're having that conversation, you're diving in, and you start hearing things that you would say from the other person, and not things that you've said publicly, but just you get that natural connection, the natural flow in the back and forth. You just sort of know, and you get that, when you're in this process, you have that moment of, is he really interested? And if you get a panic that maybe he won't be, that's also a tell. But I think every conversation we had just sort of, for me, reinforced that this was the direction we needed to go. And I was super excited that he's here. Thanks for the opportunity.
John, go ahead.
John Treach, 9 News. Congratulations, Fernando.
Thanks, John.
You've already mentioned the new age of college athletics, new rules, new place. So what is the most daunting challenge of being a day one athletic director right now?
Yeah, you said it, right? There's a lot that's been changing by the minute, by the second. The good news for me is I can utilize Rick and the knowledge that he's been able to gather in terms of where we are as an institution, as a department, and as a conference. I think we have a really strong conference, but I think early on is we've got to find ways to increase our revenue, right, and to support all of our sports because we have great coaches here, that much I do know, and we need to make sure that we're providing them with all the resources that they need to excel and win championships. I believe this is a brand where we can win championships across the board, and I think it's become increasingly more challenging in this new age of college athletics to have success holistically across your department, but I'm resolute in my belief and my desire to have championships across all our sports, and I really am looking forward to getting to work on that and finding creative and innovative solutions to provide us with a competitive edge over our opponents.
Mark Kisla.
Mark Kisla, Denver Gazette. Basically a follow-up to the last question. You're obviously prepared and anxious to ride that tsunami of change in college athletics, NIL, transfer portal. At the AD level, what can you do? What is the responsibility to also restore some order to the college athletic landscape? And if not at the AD level, where does that change or that order have to come from?
Yeah, I think it's a big obligation, and you said it. It starts with us. I think we all want to be governed, and we want to make sure that we have guardrails in place to allow there to be, some competitive similarities across the board, and that's challenging in this day and age because different conferences, different ADs, different presidents, chancellors have different beliefs. But in the immediacy, I think what we need to do is focus on us because we have a strong brand. We have great leadership here, and we have a unique ability, I think, to really be innovative here at Colorado in this new age of college athletics. And I think we can be a beacon for what it should look like across the board. And again, it starts with leadership and great coaches, and starts at the top with me and with all of our staff. And we're going to hit the ground running and hopefully really be a beacon for what the new age of college athletics should look like moving forward.
Go ahead, Pat.
Pat Rooney, Boulder Daily Camera. It's no secret that this athletic department is facing a financial deficit in the coming year. I know you talked to Brian recently about bridging that gap and finding new revenue streams. But I think even going back to COVID, Rick's messaging about possibly cutting sports has been consistent. It's something he never wanted to do or go there. But if push came to shove financially and you had trouble down the road bridging that financial gap, is that ever a direction you would consider?
Look, here's the thing. Every decision that we're going to make is keeping our student athletes first. And I think for me to dive in with Rick and look at it in its entirety, that's what I plan to do. And I can tell you this, we have a really strong group of sports across the board that I think are well positioned to win championships, and we're going to continue down that pathway. We're going to find innovative and creative ways to drive our revenue because I believe that we should be in the top 25 each and every year in the Learfield Cup, and I know we can do that here. And so my focus is right now, and that's listening, learning, and embracing everything that this wonderful institution has to offer. And I fully intend to pour into all of our sports and continue to build on what they've already established and allow them to win championships moving forward.
Mark Johnson.
Chancellor Schwartz, you talked about hearing things from Fernando that would have come out of your mouth. I'm wondering, with the changing landscape that we're dealing with in college athletics, I mean, it's always been important to have great symbiotic relationship between the institution and the athletic department. Is it becoming more important, even more so now as we move on and things are so uncertain, that you've got that same mindset, if you will, between the two sides?
Yeah, so the athletic department is a critical part of the institution. I don't think of them as a separate. You even look at where our football stadium is, it's right in the heart of campus. We talk often about college athletics being the front porch of the university. And, in today's era, there's a camera and a microphone at every front door, right, watching every front porch. So it's an integral part of who we are. It's part of our, the critical part of the experience of all of our students, not just the student athletes, but 38,000 proud, are excited about what we do. And so, yeah, it's important that we're lockstep. Just, one of the things that we talked about at great length during the process was Fernando's relationship with academics, right? Because, and I love the way he actually said, if you don't mind me quoting you, right, that athletics isn't the most important thing at the university, but it's by far the most visible, right? And that synergy between the athletic department and the academic enterprise and student life is so critical.
Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Fernando, Brian Howell, the Daily Camera. In athletics, there can be a lot of movement, and you just moved to New Mexico a little over a year ago. Are you looking forward to hopefully maybe staying here for a little bit and keeping your kids in the same school for a while and things like that?
Jordan, you want to come answer? No, good to see you, Brian. Absolutely. As I mentioned before, I believe that this is an absolute destination place. I know I'm only the 7th athletic director in the history of Colorado athletics, and I think that speaks to what makes this institution so wonderful. The continuity over the years is a powerful statement, and it's one that really resonated with me as I was exploring this opportunity. And are you kidding me? Look at the views. Look at this place. This is absolutely unbelievable, and the people that I get to work with, and can't wait to get to know them more. Absolutely, we are just beyond thrilled to be here, and can't wait to spend a meaningful time of our personal lives and my professional life here in CU.